Marc Maron, you ain't shit. That's about it.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm tired of this motherfucker.
Ain't shit. Not just him. A lot of these comedians ain't shit. Like,
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of comedians like trying to like separate themselves from Austin lately. Have you seen this?
Yeah, of
Like,
course.
I've seen a lot of these comedians like really trying to create distance from Austin, like what's happening in Austin. A lot of comedians that like use Joe and his millions of followers to boost their careers, that went on there to promote their specials, that performed at the club, like really used Joe's power and influence that he was very generous to give them. And all of a sudden there's like a little internet backlash post-election, and they're trying to blame the manosphere for the election, not the fact that they ran a fucking dead guy and a woman that can't talk. No, it's true. And it's like, and now I see these comics like kind of vocally talking shit, that they would talk all this shit, by the way, behind closed doors, because it's what comics do, but like real like rat weasel shit. Because you let this guy enrich you, you used him for his followers, and now you see a situation where like they're getting backlash, and instead you pile on for self-salvation,
yeah.
not get your boys back and refute some of the rumors that exist on the internet.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fucking weasels in this business, and it's good. I like to see it. I want everybody to know, because they're going to get canceled for some shit in the future. They're going to not live up to the purity test. And Joe is the type of guy that he would have had your back. He would have had you on the biggest platform in the world to explain yourself. He would have given you that opportunity. But now, you know, you're showing who you really are. So,
You know what, though?
enjoy the bed you made.
You know what, though? Joe still might. He's so fucking nice. He still might.
He don't care. And he knows that people are flawed, I guess. But like, nah, that's my guy. I'm never going to fucking... Nah, never. I never pile on against him. That's a real motherfucker right there.
Also, comedy scenes are comedy scenes. Like, Brooklyn was the most annoying comedy scene.
Yeah.
Probably still is. I don't need to perform that anymore, luckily. But, like, it was the fucking worst comedy scene.
He's right here, guys.
There's nice people, okay? They like
No, they're
Joe.
not. They're not
They like
nice
Joe.
people. No, they're not. No, they're not nice people.
Yeah, but it's this thing that's like they're going like all the comics and the whatever. It's like, listen, the majority of comics at a comedy club suck. Okay? They do. I go to the cellar, I roll my eyes at half of these motherfuckers before I gotta go on and mop up the bombs that they fucking do. Okay? Okay, this idea that they're all good, but what we're not gonna do is pretend like there aren't fantastic comics there as well. Yeah. Okay? Shane is fantastic.
Yeah.
Derek Poston is fantastic.
Yep.
Brian Simpson is fantastic. Okay? Maybe they don't have the density that we have in New York right now. Okay? But at the same time, like, to dispel the entire scene, because now Joe can no longer do something for you, or Tony can no longer do something for you, because that's what it really comes down. When going on Joe Rogan made you a millionaire for 6 years in a row, all these comics were fucking quiet. They were complimentary. They were being so sweet because they wanted to get in. Now that going on Joe Rogan once doesn't automatically give you a career, and now that Kill Tony is focused on more like character-based people, now they no longer see their salvation in these two people. So now they're having these honest conversations. Oh, they're saying the R word a lot. Shut up, retard. Dude, I'm seeing these comics. It's just so two-faced snake weasels, little rats.
Yeah.
And this is kind of who they are, though, to be honest. Like, these are the conversations they have in private, and then they kind of change face. So maybe it's even better that they're finally have the balls to be authentic.
I mean,
now.
look, let's be honest. If you're a stand-up, you have a void. There's something going on in here.
Yeah.
Some of us, I hope I'm one of them, tries to work on it and still be a better person while chasing this thing. And some of them, it's just an endless void, and they're just going to keep chasing and keep betraying and keep being whatever.
Yeah, I just think it's so corny. You use someone to enrich yourself, and the second they're going through something, you immediately abandon them, and then you could say nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you have to act. Now you have to say something. You have to have a word. It's like, yeah, okay. Well, now we know who you are. Even though we always knew, now everybody knows who you are. And your fans probably...
No,
like,
some of them I'm surprised by.
Really?
Some of them I'm like, I thought you were a stand-up dude, man. I thought you were a stand-up fucking guy. And you were not.
Yeah, that is the epitome of a...
What's changed? Because I feel like...
They don't see their salvation in him. Comics are loyal to their salvation.
Sorry, what are you saying?
Like, I feel like when Rogan was in LA, it was everybody got along. It was really kumbaya in the comedy scene. Like, no one really attacked other comics, even if they disagreed with them. What has changed?
This is my opinion. Everything trickles down, right? So it's like, when the only way to make it was be on Comedy Central, all these comics that we see now were doing knock-knock jokes, hoping to get a special on Comedy Central, right? So you basically gravitate towards what your salvation is. Most people do. Most comics do. Joe Rogan was the way to make it for a 6 or 7 year stretch. It was like you went on Rogan. I saw it happen to me. Like, going on Rogan, life changed immediately, right? And when that was the case, all these comics were real fucking quiet. Nobody said a peep. No one said, and if they disagreed with something, they were just silent. Now going on Rogan once isn't going to immediately change your career.
Yeah, I remember you said you went from comedy clubs to theaters. I went a few years later. I went from comedy clubs to more people in a comedy club.
Well, that's more. But like, and then what happened is I think a lot of comics saw like Kill Tony being the way to make it, right? So nobody was going to talk shit about Rogan, and nobody's going to talk shit about Tony. And now you see Kill Tony, and the people that really explode from there are like more character based, right? So then comics go, okay, well, I can't make it immediately off of Rogan. I can't make it immediately off Tony. I guess I'll sandbag these motherfuckers while, the internet is coming after them. I think that's what it is. I think it's purely, where is my salvation? And now they see their salvation as like, oh, I'm going to separate myself from the manosphere because there's so much criticism on the internet. It's like, no, that's the time where you should lean into the people who helped you. That's the time where you should be a good, solid friend. That's the time where you should refute fake narratives about someone who helped you when you offered nothing to him. All these people that went on Rogan, they offered nothing to Rogan. He literally gave them a platform, and the biggest platform on the planet, millions of people that can go come out to your shows. You made millions of dollars off this guy, and now you're going to fucking sandbag him, let other people come on your show to fucking talk shit about him? That is you don't want that motherfucker in a foxhole, put it that way. And people know that. People know that at their core. Like, your fans might support you right now, but they know you're a rat. And, and your time is going to come, and then nobody's going to be there to help you.
This is how you describe comedy before Rogan. Like, when you were coming up, like, he would always talk about, like, dude, like, these comics are just so fucking selfish, da-da-da. And I was like, come on, they're not that bad,
Rogan organized the whole shit. He was benevolent, he helped, so everybody else was like, maybe that's the way to do it, we should all help. And the second they stopped seeing him as the one and only salvation for their career, they're like, oh, okay, we can go back to just shitting on everybody mercilessly. And now you see all these little fractures and everybody ripping people in different ways. And then comedians having other comedians on their podcast and then forgetting how to riff.
Oh, that fucking drove me crazy.
It's like, all of a sudden, I don't know how to riff.
Now your premise is offensive to me.
Yeah, oh my God, you can't use that word. You used to be on a podcast that was like known for riffing about the most fucked up shit.
Yup.
And now all of a sudden, it's like, oh, I don't know how to do comedy.
Oh,
That's a bad word.
Yeah, what are you saying? Well, I don't understand what you're... So here's what you're trying to say. No, what I'm trying to say is a joke. Let me say the crazy thing and then let me land.
It's funny. You white comics is acting like black comics is crazy.
Cat Williams ruined it all. Cat Williams went on Shake Shake, started talking shit, and then the whole ecosystem fell apart.
You know what I also think, though? Because there used to be an LA, New York comedy thing. Like, New York comics shit on LA.
Yeah.
That was it. And LA was kind of jealous, whatever. Now there's a third scene that they can both just hate. So they're all like, oh, you know what? Fuck the... And LA's like, it's not on us for being dog shit comics. Fuck those guys. They're hateful. All right, buddy. Yeah. Keep moving your hands like that. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead. You suck too. Don't think because you stayed in LA and didn't go to Austin, somehow you're a better comic.
Yeah.
You still do this. You suck.
Yo, facts. You're making balloon animals. You know what I mean?
That's a punchline?
What is this comedy?
Fuck out my
you're saying
face,
a sharp all of a sudden. What you mean, Skip? What you mean, Skip? Come on,
We
Skip.
stayed quiet for a bit. Now I'm done. Marc Maron, come on this pod. Let me chop you up.
You asked him to come on, but he would never come on.
No, I asked him nicely. Now come on. I'll chop you up like you Jamal Khashoggi.
Come on, bro.
Come to the embassy.
Yeah.
Hey, come to the embassy, Mark.
You don't even
Come
go
to the embassy.
Schulz can sit out if you're intimidated by it. Don't worry, I got you.
That is
Or I know you're probably not used to talking to people of color at your shows, but just come talk to one, and then we'll handle it.
Marc Maron acting like he didn't also have a president on his podcast.
Oh, but I'm sure he asked him all about the mass deportations.
Yeah.
I'm sure he asked him about drone strikes. I'm sure he asked him
cages.
all the tough questions.
Get the fuck out of here,
I think
bro.
you just had him back on.
You did the same thing. Did he really?
I think so. Can you double check that?
Hilarious.
He just had Obama on like a few
You
days
did
ago.
the same thing, bro. You did the same exact thing.
We might
You
also
asked
need to
Eddie-
fact check this, but I've heard Marc Maron hasn't had a single trans person on his podcast.
Oh my God, those people he cares so deeply
Decades
about.
you've been doing this pod?
Maron don't care about nobody but himself. And anybody inside of comedy knows this. It's the people outside of comedy that are like unaware of it.
Yeah.
But like,
We've
What
had-
was
we've
the
had-
whole shit with Jon Stewart?
Oh yeah, well they had. Now let's have fun. So let's have fun while we're talking shit because he'd been going on every pod talking shit. Jon Stewart and Marc Maron in New York decades ago were like comedy purists, hated all kinds of shit. Like they were like, we love stand up, we love this. Jon Stewart gets a job with MTV hosting a show. Marc Maron is like, fuck you. Like to his face, how fucking dare you take that? You fucking sellout. You fucking shill. Fuck you. Makes John feel so bad about it. Affects their relationship. John ends up leaving the show for whatever reason. I don't remember if it was a moral thing or he had
No,
no
I
offer
think
or
didn't
whatever.
he get the opportunity to do like?
Probably got a better opportunity.
Yeah.
Guess who takes over that show?
No,
Marc fucking Maron.
not Mark the principled.
Oh, Marc, the principled guy. And then he tried to act like nothing happened with John. John was like, no. Fuck you. You don't get to be my friend after that.
Exactly.
Fuck you. Then, decades later, they try to chop it up, or they try to patch it up. And John is like, Marc is like, hey, I would love for you to come on the podcast and talk about this. John is like, look, if you want to mend the friendship, I'm open to it, but I'm not doing it to give you podcast stuff. Like, let's just talk in person and we'll have it out. Marc Maron never contacts him again.
Exactly.
Because it ain't content.
But it's like, and I understand why outsiders wouldn't know this about him, but like anybody on the inside knows. Before we put this shit to bed, everybody fake caring about it. I will say this though, like I feel bad for Jessica Kirson.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Jessica because like Jessica went there. Jessica's a gay woman,
Yeah.
Jewish. Went
Monster
there,
of a comedian. So funny.
performed, hilarious, so fucking funny. Performed, apparently crushed.
Yeah.
Like standing ovation, and like edgy and like did her fucking thing. And then there was a lot of backlash and a lot. We don't know what is a lot. Like the internet.
It all feels hot when you're in it.
And so what she did, she like donated the money that she made to a charity or something like that, which like, that sucks that she had to do that. You know what I mean? Like she did something that you could actually look at as like super progressive and, you know, is moving things forward in a place that maybe isn't where we want.
It 1000% does that.
Exactly. Now, and then she's the one that actually gets punished for it.
Yeah.
Which sucks. Now, what I will say though is
How'd
like,
she get punished?
say again,
How'd she get punished?
she got to give up the money.
She don't have to.
Well, she did give up the
Yeah.
money.
That's good karma. She getting good
it's
karma
still
for
a
it.
good thing. Two good things came about it.
Keep that shit, man. Keep that fucking
Who
shit.
does she donate to? That's important. Because it's got to be a charity that's worthwhile. Human Rights Campaign.
And then apparently the human rights charity refused the money because it came from Saudi or something like that. It's like, yo, you want to fix it or not? You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? Like, some money's dirty. Get out of here. So, but I think what's happened with a lot of these comedians is like there are a lot of comedians that, especially in like the Jessica's world, where like Jessica was doing comedy for probably like 20 years, and
she was
everybody
always the funniest comic you hadn't heard of.
always the funniest comic you ever heard. She's like so hilarious. Everybody thinks she's fucking hilarious. And then recently, like posting clips and like posting stuff on YouTube, she's been able to amass an audience. So for the
Finally,
first time in her career, she gets to like perform and do theaters and make money. And she's still at that level where she's like their unsung hero.
Yeah.
So it's like the most euphoric time in comedy where like you're the next thing and everybody is riding for you and you're everybody's best kept secret. And it's just incredible. And there's no backlash because you haven't like transcended into the pop culture conversation. And when you do transcend into the pop culture conversation, you know, you're part of every fucking headline and people can use you for clicks and views and they throw you for every fucking thumbnail like they do with us. And like there's benefits of it because you can make tons of money, you can go perform in arenas, you can do everything you ever dreamed of, but there are costs to it and that just is what it is. Once you enter that level, you're aware of the social media economy. You're aware that like there's backlash for something for 2 weeks, then people are fake angry about another thing, and then they're fake angry about another thing, and they just move on. But if you've never experienced that at all, which I think a lot of the comics on this never experienced, like the internet coming from them, for them, I think that knee-jerk reaction was, oh my God, I got to fix this or else my whole career, everything I worked for the past 20 years is going to go away. And had they been through some backlashes in their life, they probably would have been like, this shit is going to blow over. Nobody's going to give a fucking 2 weeks, which they won't.
Yeah.
I think
No.
it's already kind of blown over, right?
That's the thing. It's like,
That's the best Chris Rock quote. He's like, if you're ever in like public scrutiny, put your head down for 2 weeks.
yeah,
And if there's still something going on, then address it.
then address it. Yeah.
Like, I think that's a good rule of thumb. If people are mad at you, just give it 2 weeks.
Just give it 2 weeks, man.
This feels like a long 2 weeks. It's a long 2 weeks.
I will say though, this is like, if there's any, like the backlash to this isn't about the country of Saudi Arabia. Yeah, it's attached to it. But I think that like the personal accountability we can have is like when we had politicians on the pod, we thrust ourselves into the political discourse. And the political discourse is a zero-sum game.
Yeah, this shit's nasty.
It's nasty. It is about power. And when power is involved, it's either good or evil. And any possibility you have, any situation where you can mudsling against your perceived opposition, you take advantage of it. So us thrusting ourselves into the political conversation, and a lot of these comics being like tangentially related to comedy and podcasting kind of like became one thing. They saw an opportunity to point out hypocrisy in this moment right here. And that's something we could take accountability for. That's something we got to go, okay, if we have politicians on the pod, we have to know that there are people who their entire identity is politics, and any moment they can to point a finger and to mudsling and to dehumanize, they will take advantage of that. So I feel like that's on us for that.
Yeah.
But in terms of people actually caring about this, they don't. They just care about whatever they already were feeling and were already frustrated by, and just using this.
And then, we were easy to blame for Trump's election or whatever upset you. And even if we might have swung some people, like a lot of people those guys. He wouldn't have won if it wasn't for those guys.
Now, I will say, that being said, we've received almost no criticism. Bad Friends is in shambles. That comment section is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, all Bobby did is went there and showed his dick.
Yeah.
Showed his dick, and then
It's
Santino,
progressive.
he did an accent, and then they came back. It's not that crazy.
Yeah, it's progressive.
Leave him alone. Show your dick, Santino, do the accent, and then you come home. It is what it is.
It's so funny, dude.
Yeah, well, look, we got the best fans.
That is true.
We have the best fans on earth, and we will perform for you wherever.
Wherever the fuck you are.
The amount of people that just DM me afterwards, like, dude, thanks so much for giving us a chance.
Yes.
Like, that was awesome.
yeah.
Like, from Saudi, being like, I've waited my whole life to come see you guys. Like, I want to come to New York. I couldn't make it. I got to actually see you in my own city. It blew my mind.
Yeah, that was the best part. Like hearing from the people there and how thankful they are just to be able to see these performances. Like, that's what counts.
And they weren't all fucking princes and government people. It was like locals. And talking to locals, they seem pretty happy in terms of like the way things have progressed in the past 10 years. They're like, 10 years ago, this shit was not good. Not good. Now things are great. I thought it was fire. I thought Riyadh was awesome. I thought it was better than Dubai.